Let's see what Doreen Massey sounds like. She's a beautiful writer. Highlighting the spatiality of our pasts and the geography of our histories, the dispersion of our very selves entails a more outward-looking understanding in which all these things are necessarily constituted in and through contacts, relationships, interconnections with others. The part in this sentence that I find beautiful is the phrase, the dispersion of our very selves. So for her, what she calls spatiality, literally the space we move through, is not something static. It has pasts, geographies, histories that are always in a flux. And she connects that to selves, to what's called subjectivity, the way it feels to be you, the way it feels to be me. We are always moving through space, and we're moving through these rivers of history and politics and social life. And when these shifts, and they necessarily always shift, and sometimes they're small, imperceptible shifts, sometimes they're big shifts that are brought about by massive, drastic, immediate changes in social and political systems, then we experience, in her words, the dispersion of our very selves. I feel like this also applies to those moments when you go and visit a place from your childhood. I was recently in New York and went to see the street and the building where I lived. I hadn't seen it in over 10 years. And there was this strange connection with who I was at that time. And who I was at that time actually felt quite different than how it feels to be me today. But when I found myself standing in front of that building, I felt the pull of myself from 10 years ago, and I felt the connection, and I felt how that place and space was anchoring, was holding that. Of course, all of that actually happens in your mind, but the book is about establishing a scaffold for that relationship, because yes, while everything actually does happen in your mind, it is nonetheless that physical location. I did nonetheless have to fly to New York and stand in front of that building to have that experience and to feel myself dispersed as a self over this 10-year span. And that gives space magical power, and that implies that there is a connection and the pull between our inner lives and feeling and thoughts and how we experience the self and a location, an actual physical location. Let's see what else she has to say. The various poles have wandered too and have flipped between each other. Polaris is the northern pole star now, but it was not so when the pyramids were built between 4,000 and 5,000 years ago. I know we all know this, quote unquote. The point is to feel it, to live in its imagination. This is particularly relevant for the work we've been doing in virtual reality. There's absolutely the need to take facts and ideas like this, which in themselves are quite charming, right? Like the northern pole star was in a different part 5,000 years ago. But the critical aspect is to feel it, not just to know it. And this might or might not involve an actual virtual reality experience or some kind of elaborate event or piece of technology or application or game. It could be something you experience even while reading the sentence. It might or it might not happen. You might read the sentence, and if in the right state of mind, feel yourself kind of shifted by this realization of this switch in the northern pole star. Definitely, if you the northern pole star is not something I really watch every night, but if you do, this fact that it was in a completely different location of this in the sky when the pyramids were built might really kind of hit you in a way again that is beyond intellectual, but that will have a lasting effect on you and your sense of self and the thoughts that kind of